you.
Pay attention, character.
All hail
Jeez.
the High King of the South Realm and the North, and all hail the High Queen.
Yes! We didn't glitch out the instance this time. There we go. The wedding's complete, chat. Hey everyone, Andang here for another episode
Behold,
of the wedding.
The white tree flowers anew over the kingdom restored.
Yes. Man, that is so cool. Gandalf's fireworks be lit. Hey Diego, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you here. And man, what a wonderful time for fireworks right before the 4th of July. Mithrandir never fails to impress, does he not? But I understand the ceremony is merely the beginning of the festivities this night. I hope to see you later, my friend. There we go. That was super cool. I must say, my good friend.
Beautiful wedding, and everything went according to my plan.
Indeed, in that way it was quite different than the plans of my adventuring days. Did you know that my friends and I have already been tasked with arranging further weddings later in the summer? All of a sudden, folk of high birth and low seem to require our services, and I have been unable to turn down a one. I do hope I am not making a mistake to say so, but this great wedding was more successful than any of my other recent endeavors. Why, no one was injured or maimed at all, which might be worth recording.
But what am I saying? The
We get a class trait
celebrations are
point?
not yet concluded.
Oh, snap. After all, there is still the wedding feast to enjoy. Go to the feast hall of Merithrond and speak to Merathane, the master foodmongerer. Once you have had your fill of merriment, there is still much of that to be had. Do be careful, my friend. If anything untoward happens at the feast and ruins the perfect wedding I've planned, I will need to return to adventuring or find another profession. And I would rather not. Enjoy the wedding feast, Andang! Lamaleth, welcome, welcome, nice to have you here. Be cool to see Bounder Pippin and Bounder Mary. Yeah. And I can't wait to see Sam become mayor of the Shire, right? That's gonna be super cool. And get married with Rosie. And have like a million, like every year they have another kid. I hope every year we just go back to the Shire and like, yep, Sam had another kid. Great. Let's see, I think we did get a new mount, right? Yeah, here we go. See, I know a lot of people like the look of this. I think it looks really bad when you're at rest, which is how you're going to see the mount most of the time. And then it looks kind of weird having it be like angled like that. Like, it just looks all wrong to me. I really don't like the flag. You just do book 5 of the epic story. Or volume 5, I mean. Book 1. Now, the rest of the steed looks amazing. I really like that. I just don't like the flag. Or banner, I guess. It's not even a flag. There's a difference, and I know it sometimes. Anyway, let's see here. So now we need to talk to them on the east side of the hall. When you're ready to conclude the feast. Oh, man. Yeah, I agree. Well, this was a musical choice, alright. Oh man, what a table. Huh, that's amazing. Oh, and they're having enchiladas. How great. No, I think that's supposed to be fish or something, but it looks like enchiladas. Turkey. Pies. Awesome. Very, very cool. I like how they look like super excited about the food that's to come. Yeah, right? Right, Fahrenheit? Just casually placed there. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Grandma and step-grandpa. Very, very, very cool. Alright, let's see what everybody's having. Ah, you went with the old chicken leg, alright. You're having a little bit different meal. Interesting how everybody has a different meal. Gandalf! You can't start the meal with dessert. I mean, I guess you are a wizard. Just saying. That seems very irresponsible, Gandalf. Wow. That is a buffet right there. Hey, Steve, thanks so much for the follow. Really, really appreciate it. Gondorian wine. Man, this is a festival right here. Oh my goodness, of course the Hobbit has a huge plate of food. Mary, Mary. My goodness, Mary. Wow. That's a meal right there. The details here are just really fascinating. We're totally stepping in everybody's meal. I do not remember an elf with purple hair. And I still can't get used to Gimli's new haircut. Like, it's just creepy. It's super creepy. And there's the two troublemakers. Who are you? Man, I wish we could have met that guy. He looks crazy. And Peregrine, of course, has a huge plate of food as well. Man, this is really cool. These are just randos. Alright. Yeah, more randos. Oh man, there are so many people here. Jeez. And there's just like more food. And more food. Oh my gosh. So much food. This is insane. They had to create so many assets for just this one quest, guys. This is insane. Yeah, pizza too. Hey, Arwen. Jay, what's up? How's it going? But this is seriously ridiculous. Like, so much food. Good gravy and a half. Really, really cool, though. Where was the quest? Again? Too many NPCs.
Those two hobbits insisted this be called a banquet for some reason or another.
Alright, can we actually, like, talk to anybody? I don't think we can. So I don't know what we'd actually be able to do. Guess just look around, man. What's back here? Even more. So many NPCs. Jeez. Too many, some would say. Alright. Let's talk.
Those two hobbits insisted this be called a banquet for some reason or another.
In honor of one or another chieftain of theirs. I am a little unclear on the details, but it seems to have something to do with the number and varieties of foodstuffs available. Methelin casts a weary look at her benchmate, Ireth, who has been nattering constantly for the duration of the wedding feast, and glances disapprovingly at Galathir, who has launched upon a long discussion of the various spices flavoring the many courses. Come, let us inquire with the hobbits. They seem to be amusing fellows, and I would learn more of the land of theirs. Here we go, here we go.
Long into the night, the folk of the city made merry and celebrated the union of King Elisar and Queen Arwen.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there you go. Don't see that every day. Thank you for rescuing me, Andang. I intend no disrespect for all the fine folk at my table, for they are all worthies of Gondor in their own ways, but some of them can be most tiring. Come with me, my helpful friend. I see the hobbits with whom I spoke right over there. I don't think this will be surprising at all. Nope. Well, my hobbit friends, does this banquet of Gondor meet your expectations? Look who it is, Pip! Andang! And our friend, the foodmonger. Hello there! What do you think, Pip? What would old Flour Dumpling have to say about the courses on offer here? Oh yes, Merethin, I think this wedding feast can stand quite comfortably alongside the finest of the Shire banquets. Hey Pontin, what's up? Just listen to what we have had already. There's been pottage, ham, pea, and leek varieties, breads, with butter and honey, plenty of game, coney, venison, and boar, roasted meats, beef, mutton, goats, lots of fish, salmon, pike, and eel. Enough fowl for all. Capon, goose, duck, pheasant, heron, eggs if you want them, just like Grandma used to boil. Assorted greens and vegetables, if you've still got room. Savory pies and pastries, cheese and olives, so many cheeses. Stewed fruits, apples, pears, plums, cherries. The desserts have been particularly good. Pies, pastries, creams, jellies, and honeyed almonds. And not to mention the wine and ale. Don't forget the mead. To answer your question, Master Foodmonger, I would say this is quite the banquet, and we hobbits heartily approve. I am pleased and a little exhausted to hear it. Enjoy yourselves, my friends. We have spent enough time at the tables of the Rohirrim, Mary. Let's go back to my table. Come on, Andang. Oh, we can't cut through here, Andang. We shouldn't interrupt the dance. Follow me. What is this? Aragorn took. Go, Pippin, go! Oh my gosh. Pippin! We made it! Welcome back, Master Peregrine, and greetings to you. Let me turn off world chat. It's really annoying. He looks so miserable right now. I feel that Minas Tirith's cookings are like Michelin star restaurants, where the Shire's food is like your grandmother's home-cooked meals. Yeah. Andang, it is my pleasure to introduce you to my wife, Gilthiel. And I believe you have already met our son Beregil. He was quite the troublemaker in Minas Tirith, running through the lower tiers with his friends. And he has found new ways to cause mischief in Ithilien. But he is a good lad, and at his age I was much the same. I must confess to you, I did not think I would be welcomed back to the city for the king's wedding. But word was sent to Lord Faramir, and we could not refuse. My husband grieves still for the lives he took. I have told him again and again that by his sword he saved the life of Lord Faramir. I know, my dearest, I know. Still, the king's justice was merciful and fair. I'm bored. For how long will they dance? Is it almost over? I think it is lovely. How beautiful a queen this elf maiden makes. I heard her brother's arrows can split an orc skull in twain from 300 yards. Beregil, silence. This is not the time to speak of it. I know. That's why I'm bored. Andang, I think we should see to Thrym Redbeard. His listeners appear in need of rescue. Alright. Oh my gosh, he's standing. And so, with our horses refreshed, we crossed the... He's still telling this story. Oh my gosh. We crossed the Merring stream and rode hard through the Beacon Hills. We were so close, but not yet close enough. We were beset by the orcs and varegs near Amondin. We broke through the line of varegs, but they did not pursue us. I think now I know the reason. They knew the road ahead would be held against us. Thrym pauses in his tale, seeming to see you for the first time. Oh, Andang, pull up a seat. I was just telling these fine folk of Gondor about some of my recent adventures. In the darkness of night, we came to the western flank of the encampment in Drudan. And do you know what happened? This is very interesting, but... We were nearly turned into pincushions by Grimbeold's sentries. Can you imagine? Well, in time of war, I myself have... But then, at the last moment, one of the archers recognized me by the specter of my beard. It glowed crimson in the guttering light of the single torch. Is every man of Rohan so bold, and yet so protected by fortunate stars? Many, aye. But even I am no match for Éomer, who is now king. The tales I could tell you of his courage. Come along, Thrym. Come along, Thrym. Someone at another table wishes to hear of your grand adventures. Ah, who desires to hear such? Oh, that's easy, it's... Master Meridoc, wait! I might have heard more, Éomer. Father. That reminds me, Andang. I was given a message for you. By the way, I'm pretty sure she gets married to Éomer. Pretty stinking confident. One of the wine stewards came by earlier, before our friend from Rohan launched into his full-throated tales of bravery. This steward asked if we would do him the kindness of delivering you to him, if you chanced to come by our table. He said he would be downstairs, Andang. Now that I have executed this charge, perhaps I will learn what else my daughter would hear of the new king of Rohan, and why the speaking of his name brings such a blush to her cheeks. Yeah, you two are gonna have a horrible rest of your conversation. Alright, well, he said down the steps, right? There you are, Andang. I am pleased the Prince of Dol Amroth gave you my message, for it is urgent and I did not know where else I might turn. There is something of a problem, you see, and I need you to ensure it does not get any worse. Some rough sorts have gathered outside. I am afraid they might intend to disrupt the wedding feast in some way. They are asking for you. Here, take these bottles of wine out to them. It could be that an offering of peace will send them happily on their way. And if not, well, your deeds are well known, and such rough sorts as these may take one look at you and decide it would be best for them to go elsewhere. Be careful, Andang. They're gathered outside right through those doors. I can't wait to see what this is. Hello? Oh my gosh. You owe me a drink or three, Andang. But we got to talking. And my companions thought you deserved the honor of a raised glass. Do not be fooled, Andang. It was Radnir's idea. Quiet. The chieftain of the Dunedain has his throne. Gondor has its king and queen. The Grey Company fulfilled its oath, and so did you, champion. To the Grey Company, and to Andang. That is awesome. That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that was built up, and man, the payoff was worth it. Alright. Oh, that is so cool. Who can say when we will all once again be together? Each of us has had business elsewhere, some in the north and some here in the south. It would have been a shame not to mark the occasion. Is that so unusual? We all feel a kinship with each other, born of our shared duty. It is strange to me that we must now separate. Lothrandir wishes to return to Forkel, the land of the snowmen. So I will travel with him, part of the way with some others of the company. Tekeron will reside once again in Evendim, but on the way we will pay a visit to Ceradan and learn the tale of his own return to Eriador with our fallen brothers. Man, that's gonna be super emotional when that happens. Idhirion and Langlas plan to stay for a while at Esteldin and Mitcham. Angwadeth has not yet decided where he will travel. Just that his road lies to the north. If he has a place in mind, he has not shared it with us. I think the wilderness calls to him. Ranir smirks at you. Do you know what calls to me? The food of the Northlands. The food at this feast is too richly made, too covered in sauces, too soft. And there's not much of it, or there's too much of it. There isn't anything to sink your teeth into, Andang. Give me the crusty bread and old cheese of the Forsaken Inn. A day's ride east of Bree. That is all I need. Yeah, you're right, Yoshi. You called it. The Grey Company rode from Eriador to aid the chieftain of the Dunedain, and now many of us will return to our homes, but not all. We all have made our own reasons, for the king has not set a bond upon us that we do not choose for ourselves. But there remains the question. What shall be done about the land that lies on Gondor's doorstep? Mordor lies there, the Black Land. And who knows what sorceries of the Witch King may lurk within the Morgul Vale. I will help the king to combat these evils, and so too will Daggeras and Faeron and Mithrandan. Others of the Grey Company may decide to do the same, but they must choose for themselves. We have done what we intended, but I wager that some may discover they will wish to do more. Gondor awaits an Arab peace, but it will not arrive without we who are willing to fight for it. Oh, absolutely, Ponton. I'm very much just like a steak, potatoes, no sauce, no nothing. Just give it to me plain. And to me that tastes so much better. Because, like, when you put a bunch of sauces and stuff, that's just, like, that's great if it's a bad, like, let's say it's like a bad burger, right? It's great if you have all the sauce there, because it masks the taste of the bad burger. But if you have a really, really good, like, juicy burger, the last thing you want is a bunch of sauce in the way. But one of the archers recognized me by the specter of my beard. Oh my gosh. I played the part as well as I could, Andang. Were your friends able to surprise you? He was in on it? The wine steward glances at Thrym Redbeard, whose long-winded description of past glories has shown no sign of cessation. Indeed, he may have started anew. Perhaps you can go back upstairs and see if my services are needed. I am sure there must be a need for more wine. There simply must. Let me start over. We received the call to the weapon take on March 11th. Oh my gosh. That poor guy. You guys stop dancing. Just beautiful. Alright. I hope you're enjoying yourself, Andang. I confess to you that much of tonight has passed by with dizzying speed. But it is a joyful motion, and I would trade it for nothing else. Might I ask a favor of you? Earlier I spoke with Faramir about a matter of some importance, and I am interested to learn if he has come to the decision. Would you speak with him and determine if this be so? My dear one does me a kindness, but I am more interested in this decision than is he. Where's Faramir again? Oh my gosh, up here. It is a pleasure to speak with you, my friend. I saw you earlier when our halfling friends ran by the table on their way to do some mischief. It was a spirited chase and brought me a smile to my lips. That has been rare enough in the days since, well, the past few days. Starting to feel like the end of LOTRO, yet you know it isn't? Yeah. The ceremony bugged on you? Yeah, it did on me too, Coco. It did on me too. I found that you have to hit that last, like, emote thing right away, like right when it pops up, otherwise it glitches out. Faramir falls silent, and you take the opportunity to ask if... And you also shouldn't move away from Pippin. If you do that, you'll be fine. Ask if he has considered the topic about which King Elsar inquired. Faramir studies you quietly. He told you not the subject of our discussion. He is more subtle than I expected. Or perhaps it is the hand of his queen that makes him so. Andang, you are a friend, so I will speak freely. The king knows that my heart has been captured by the Lady Eowyn of Rohan. She returned to the Riddermark in the company of her brother, while they prepare for the funeral of Theoden. And while she has been gone, my heart has been in darkness. Ever she occupies my thoughts, and I know I will never again feel happiness or joy while we are apart. I dare not hope she feels the same, and would not, for I would wish her no unhappiness. You know, Faramir, maybe you should take a tour of Rohan before you do anything rash. I thought to ask for her hand in marriage, but I am full of worry. Is it just this midsummer day that makes me dwell upon it? What if she does not feel the same as I? Begging your pardon, Prince Faramir. I am sorry for... I hate to intrude. You need not apologize, dear Samwise. Well, it seems to me that folk of Gondor always make things too complicated. And maybe that's fine and normal down here. But in the Shire, we prize when things are simple. I see. It is true that there's a lot of marriage talk in the air. And it makes me blush to think of it, since I never thought myself the type. but I am rather a mind to get myself married when this is all over. Do you have a particular goal in mind, Sam? I wager you do. And so what if I do, Mr. Frodo? I think I understand your advice, Master Samwise, and I thank you for your hobbit wisdom. I shall ask for Eowyn's hand when next I see her. Lobelia, oh my gosh, Coco. Could you imagine Frodo's face if Sam told him that? Oh gosh. Dear me, I am pleased that Prince Faramir has made up his mind. But to be completely honest with you, Andang, I had not quite gotten around to the advice I intended to give him. Still, all is well when it ends well, which it will. If Lady Eowyn agrees to his proposal, if she does not, I fear the reputation of hobbit wisdom may suffer in Ithilien and Gondor. Oh dear. What is that? A great commotion draws your attention to the west side of the feast hall. North, south, east, west? All will be well. Now, is there a problem? They just barged in, my king. They are causing a commotion in the kitchens. Of whom do you speak? Oh, now I see. It is a pleasure to meet you at last, Grim Beorn. You are most welcome here, son of Beorn. Alright.
I'm told there was to be a feast.
Indeed, Grim Beorn. Of course, courtesy demands one attend the ceremony before one attends the feast. And you have missed the ceremony.
One wedding is much the same as any other. Is there a place for me?
There will always be such a place, son of Beorn, both for your father's heroism and your own.
Good.
Find a table to your liking, and food will be brought with all haste.
I need no servants. I have brought my own. This way.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe my eyes. Jeez. Oh boy. I expect Grimbeorn and his animals will enliven Marathon for a time. Good. It will give us a brief respite from all this celebration. Arwen and I would like to speak with you, Andang, in a more quiet setting. Let us find one. Always talk to the bride first.
There were days when it seemed the shadow would never pass. But it has lifted at last.
Thank you for lending such support as you have to my husband, Andang. During your adventures and his, there were days when it seemed the shadow would never pass. But it has lifted. And not on its own terms. No. It was through the efforts of many folk all throughout Middle-earth, and yours not least of all. Our wedding has been everything for which I hoped, and I am certain my husband feels the same. Arwen looks around the throne room, and in the dim light of the grand chamber, you see an amused smile dance across her fair features. But we will need to do something about this throne, she remarks. Yeah, it's kind of singular. I don't know where Denethor, you know, Arwen, Denethor had a chair. I don't know where I'm guessing you don't want that. Alright.
I imagine my kingdom has not seen a wedding like this for many, many years.
Spoilers, you people over there, jeez. If it wasn't for us, they'd all be dead 6 months ago at least, yeah. No kidding, Coco. I see it reflected in the fervor of my people's celebration. They waved to me, so I'm gonna wave to them. The war is ended, and they are gladdened to have joyful cause. We spoke of some trouble in the history of my kingdom, Andang. Do you remember? I told you I did not think it would be a problem, and I still think. And so I still think. I have studied the faces of my people on this midsummer's day, and this I have learned. They will come to love their queen. She will be a patient guardian of Gondor and all its folk, as I will be, and together we will restore what glory there is to be had in this age, and whatever ages may come. Which, depending on what Arwen does, might actually be the case. Thank you for all you have done, Andang. I speak not only for your service against the forces of Sauron, but also for all you have done as my dear friend. When at last the history of Gondor is written, one will be counted more important than the other. But know that in my deepest heart I measure them equal, for Aragorn may be selfish, where Elisar may not. He smiles at you, a wolfish grin that brings to mind the shadows of a distant tavern in Breland. But you will not hear me admit it again, my friend. The peace of Middle-earth must come above my own happiness. Man, that really is the ultimate sadness, is that Aragorn never wanted any of this. Where is this person? Mithrandir, where are you? Oh, it says outside, okay. Skaroosh, welcome, nice to have you here. Nor do any who live to see such times, yeah. Good to be reminded that you're actually important, yeah.
It has been some time since Gondor saw such revelry.
The folk thirsted for it without knowing what they desired. Such a night of celebration will be good for them. Peace of Middle-earth is hard won, my dear champion. But it must be defended if it is to remain secure. Not all threats are gone with Sauron, as you well know, and other evils there are in the wide world. Hey, Finn McFinger, thanks so much for that raid party of 6. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much for that raid. Welcome, everybody. We are just finishing up the wedding of Aragorn and Arwen, the most recent content that just came out today for the Lord of the Rings Online. What are we up to, Finny McFinger? Just finished that too. Nice. Very, very cool. Where was I? Today's a month. A wedding began my friend. A great wedding. Alright, lots of joy. My time on these shores draws nigh, my friend, for I must meet Bill Nye the Science Guy. And I want to know that these lands will know peace beyond my departure. I will be counting on you for this, Andang. Or for those you chose to follow in your stead. Someone will need to defend the happiness we saw today. Someone will need to safeguard the peace of Middle-earth. Okay, this is important. I'll be counting on you for this, Andang. Or for those you choose to follow in your stead. What does that mean? Or for those you choose to follow in your stead. What does that mean? Someone will need to defend the happiness we saw today. Someone will need to safeguard the peace of Middle-earth. Maybe he's just talking. But how crazy would it be if we create new characters at some point and do a time jump? I have been thinking about this a lot because we have to go a huge amount of time to get to Harad, the war between Gondor and Harad. And so what if we do a time jump and we have new characters? And this is what's setting that up. Like, sure, maybe I'm reading way too much into this, but there's no way human players would be alive still at the time that this is supposed to take place. Yeah, it could be setting up like a LOTRO too. I don't know, Fahrenheit. It's interesting though. Yeah. This line to me makes no sense unless it's hinting at some sort of new character or something like that. Or for you to choose, like, to choose who will follow you in your stead. That means we're retiring, right? Like, there's no other way about that. Anyway, let's go ahead and finish this off. There we go. That's it. Let's take a look at what we got. So yeah, we can now invest 95 points. Ooh. Which does us no good because we can't invest it in this line at all. So it'd have to be over here. And I don't think there's anything I want to invest in over here. Yeah, I'd rather just save it for the next time they up the cap. Alrighty, everybody. I'm gonna make my way back down. We'll see what these quests are that are the quests over here, but I don't think I'm gonna do any of them. But we'll see what they are. We'll take a look. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this update. I can't wait to see where LOTRO's going. LOTRO's been doing a lot of really interesting things that I did not expect. Yeah, Gandalf knows we won't be around forever, but that's really weird that it says that we'll choose who's gonna be following us. Like, that can't be just a throwaway line. Otherwise, he'd say, like, oh, like, you should think about your legacy or something like that. But that's not what he said. He said we're gonna choose who's gonna follow us. Which is a really weird way to put it. Like, and I guess that's what Gandalf's done, but man, it just seems really like a weird way to phrase it. Unless it's something like that. But like, LOTR's gonna have to play with the timeline anyway.
Have you come to join in the celebration?
Because events are gonna be too spread out moving forward. Like, after the Scouring of the Shire, there's just like way too much time that takes place without nothing really going on in Middle-earth. Present yourself to King Elisar. Okay, so that's just the welcome quest. What's this over here?
May your heart be light and your joys be many.
Feasts and parties. Find your way around the taverns. I'm good. Oh, man. I've really enjoyed this city, though. It's really cool. Yeah, Harad and Rune are a long time, because Aragorn's... For us to do Harad and Rune, technically, if we're going to do it as an invasion, we have to wait until Aragorn's son is of an age to fight. The son that's not even going to be born for 9+ months. Which, keep in mind, LOTRO hasn't even been going for 9 months in-game time. So, like, that's a huge amount of time compared to what's been going on. So, we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's really weird, Steve. Like, that one line, I think, is a big tell as to plans that they have in the future. Like, that one line, I think, is the most important line out of everything we heard today. And have heard in a long time. I think maybe I'm making too much of a deal of it, but I really don't think so. It's just phrased in such a weird way, and I really do think they have to have a time jump. I just don't see them doing it without it. Anyway, I will be streaming again tomorrow. We will be playing through some PvP, finally returning to that. We've been off for 2 days now, away from PvP, so I definitely want to return to that. Super duper excited, and yeah, should be a lot of fun. That probably won't be as early as the last streams have been, but I definitely do still plan to do a morning stream. Yeah, our player characters have earned a rest, and like, I don't see, without doing like a LOTRO 2, I don't see how they keep progressing our character from a plot perspective too much further. They can, don't get me wrong, but it's like at some point your character's done so much that it just becomes ridiculous, and I think we're pretty much there. And there's nothing wrong with that, like other games do that, and you know, it's not a big deal. But to me, I think it'd be really cool if they did a LOTRO 2. And made LOTRO 2 be the wars against Rune and Harad. I mean, that would be pretty awesome. I'm just saying. That would be pretty cool. Alrighty then, let's find someone to raid here. Bloodborne's going. We don't get to raid Bloodborne every day, so we might as well do it today. Yes, thank you for reminding me, Fahrenheit. We did already do the end of the giveaway. Geistwolf won, but we do have a new giveaway that I started tonight, and I don't think very many people have been entered in. Exclamation Arwen. Currently, no one's entered in. Exclamation Arwen to enter in, and you can be the first one. There we go. Entries coming in here. So, Anyway, let's go ahead and queue up for that raid. Get those emotes ready, get that hype going, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for more LOTRO. I'm super excited. We will make it to level 40. We're gonna get Blood Arrow. Oh man, it's gonna be so much fun. Can't wait to have Blood Arrow. Anyway, let's have fun with this raid!